But great, I wanted to start today and talk about the T sheet and the point of sale and the functionality. We have a little bit smaller of a group, so if you are asking questions, I'll look at those in pretty much real time, and I'm happy to answer them as they come in to help move along the conversation. Again, this is happening in my demo account, so this isn't a practice environment. So there's going to be some unique things that I do, but I'll make sure to point those out. Great. As far as a T sheet goes, the general settings should always be the least restrictive as possible because we can be more restrictive depending on the season we're in. So we want the open and close time to be as early as you'll ever be throughout the entire year, and then the close time as late as you'll send somebody off a tee throughout the year. If you're in the middle of the winter and your days end a little bit sooner, then there are some things we can do to combat that we will show a little bit later. I wanted to talk about pricing though, and how to adjust rates, because rates are a little bit unique in the foreUP software in the way that they are populated and created. It's going to be really important to think about the end of year reporting that you want to see when making your rates. So at the end of the year, when you go through your reports and you want to see, oh, how many military rounds I did, or how many senior rounds did I do, or how many public rounds did I do, those are going to be our different price classes in foreUP. A price class is effectively a different kind of rate or a distinction of a rate that we are going to be giving to our customers. So for example, at my demo course, I want to distinguish comp rounds, family rounds, if a junior ever plays, my military discount, my public rate, and so on and so forth. Within each of those rates, you're able to customize when they get certain pricing. So let's jump into that. So we're going to go to settings, T-sheets, and then go to my demo account, my T-sheet. Under seasons is where we're going to change our pricing options. So we have 3 seasons right now. We have our summer season, our fall season, and our winter season. Our summer season, you'll notice that it lasts the entire year. That's because it's the default. The reason is because we want to always make sure that we're charging somebody a rate and we're going to have a backdrop at all times, meaning our summer season is going to be our catch-all in case a date was not present in either of the other upcoming seasons. The fall season will take precedence over the summer season because it has been created more recently than the summer season. So whatever's on the bottom will take precedence and priority over the season that's on top of it. Let's go into our summer season and talk about pricing for a second. So for our summer season, which is typically the highest season or highest rates of the season for most courses, I'm going to go into my public rates. Now, because it's our default, we just need to make sure that something is always being charged, so we can't edit this time frame or the days of the week that it applies for the first time frame only. So I like to have as my highest rates my weekend morning rates, because that's typically my highest rates at my demo course. And I like that as our catch-all just to make sure that in any case, I'm getting paid the most money that I need to be, as long as my employees are operating the software correctly. As we move throughout the timeframes, I'm going to customize it a little bit more. So I'm going to start with my weekday rate right here. So Monday through Thursday is my weekday. I have my weekday rate, and it's a little bit cheaper to play golf up until 2 p.m. After 2 p.m., my twilight rate kicks in. But my twilight rate is effective throughout the entire week, so I have every single day selected. And that's at 2 p.m. until the end of the night. And then I have my twilight rates input right here. If somebody did not classify as a public member or a public player, like if they were a senior, for example, and they should get less expensive rates, you're able to customize when they get those rates. So they pay $30 for 18 holes and $20 for 9 holes. And they are getting those rates all day, every day. But let's just say that seniors are only supposed to get those rates Monday through Thursday. They're going to be treated as a senior, but on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, they are not treated as a senior. They're treated as a public player. Then you can turn those days off right there. And then you can hit save changes and those will apply. Again, those will be applying for the days applicable as long as another season is not overriding it. Great. Well, let's jump to the T sheet and I can show you how exactly those rates are going to be used. Oh, did not mean to zoom in. Okay, great. So let's book a tea time for 2 o'clock. Under 2 o'clock, I am going to list some of the players that are going to be playing. My parents are from LA, and so I was brainwashed into being a Lakers and a Dodgers fan. So here are all of my Laker players. Great. And then we're just going to reserve that tea time. After we have everybody checked in, or sorry, after we have everybody reserved on that tea time, you'll notice that it's gray and it takes up the entire set of the time because it's 4 players. If my tea time was only for 3 players, then there would be a gap right here for that 4th player to be added on. And it's a really easy way to see who is in a group with who. So because the way I set this up, I'm in a group with Anthony Davis and LeBron, and then Alex Caruso is by himself over here. Really easy way to say, hey, there's a threesome playing with a solo. Now let's go through the checkout process and what an ideal checkout would look like. So most oftentimes players don't come in at the exact same time. So you're able to customize exactly who you want to check in. If Eric comes in first and he wants to be checked in, you can deselect these checkboxes right here and then hit check in. This will bring you over to the point of sale, and the point of sale will be giving my rates. And then I'm able to pay with whatever payment method I want to pay with. Let's say I got there early and I wanted to add some range balls. On this left-hand side with these quick buttons that I've set up, I'm able to add a medium bucket and pay for that. Now it brings me back straight to the tea sheet, and you'll see that 1/3 of the tea time is checked in and marked as blue. Signifies that 2 people still need to pay, and then the third on this solo. Now, sometimes people come in 2 or 3 people at a time, and you don't want to have to go back and forth and repeat that process. So what you can do is you can leave these 2 checkboxes checked if AD and LeBron came in at the same time and hit check in. This will bring in both LeBron's time as well as AD's time. LeBron happens to be a member at this course and does not have to pay rates. So if I wanted to just check in LeBron really quick, I'm going to uncheck AD's time, select LeBron's customer account because he's going to be responsible for paying for it. And let's say he wanted to add a fountain drink to his total. He's going to pay now, and let's just have him pay with his account on file. Perfect. And now, because we checked out LeBron, we're able to exit off of him. He is no longer responsible for anything, and AD is able to pay for the rest of his. If AD, for whatever reason, forgot his credit card and he needed to wait 1 second to be able to pay, you can hit suspend sale /start tab and suspend that sale over to here so you can check somebody else out in the meantime. So you can have somebody check that out. And then when the time is ready, you're able to bring Anthony Davis back into the shopping cart and pay for his transaction. You'll see now that 3 out of the 3 people have been checked in for this threesome, and just the solo is left. Let's just go ahead and hit check in really quick, and let's check in Alex Caruso. Great. Now all 4 players have been checked in. Depending on your organization at your golf course, you may mark people as teed off, or you may not. If you do, a really easy way to mark someone as teed off is right click, and you're able to mark them as teed off. And it changes colors for you to help you understand that they are teed off. If for whatever reason a rain check needed to occur, you're only able to issue a rain check per tee time. So only 1 rain check right now could be issued for this threesome, and then 1 rain check could be issued for this solo. So if everybody, typically what we see is everybody wants their own rain check in their own name. What I recommend doing is right click, and then you can hit, sorry, not right click. If you just click into the tee time and then hit split, you're able to update that tee time and have everybody be split. This way, you're able to issue a rain check per tee time. These are 4 separate tee times now. When issuing a rain check, there's a couple things to think about and a couple policies to make sure that you at your course are checking. So first, it will give you a rain check based on the amount of holes you signed up for. Mine was 18 holes for $20. If I allow prorating of the holes played and to be issued, then let's say if I completed 4 holes, the prorated amount will appear right here. I have my rain checks set to expire 6 months from 180 days from when they're issued. So that expiration date will automatically populate unless you click into the box and want to change it. From here, you're able to issue it as either a rain check or a gift card. The distinction between the rain check and the gift card is going to be that rain check is a one-time use. So if I came back in and I only used $10 of my $15.56 rain check, my $5.56 will no longer be usable. It's a you use it or lose it, a one-time. Think of it as like a coupon. A gift card, however, when it's issued as a rain check, when you issue a gift card through this rain check area, you're going to be able to use that entire $15.56. The only caveat would be if I came into the sales screen and I pulled up my customer that I assigned that to. I have this rain check that I just issued. It should be, oh, I think I issued it to someone else. Let's check LeBron really quick. Nope, LeBron doesn't have one. Interesting. Okay. Let's just issue one really quick to LeBron. Oh, no wonder I was going to the wrong area. My fault. Coming back here, if I pull up Anthony Davis, his gift card is now going to be, instead of a number value that is assigned, it's the gift card name is going to be associated with a TTID. And like I was saying, the only caveat to issuing a gift card is the gift card amount can be used for anything in the software. So it could be used to get a drink, or it could be used to get a golf ball or a sleeve. It's not necessarily locked down to a greens fee. So what you can do is you can train your employees that whenever you see TTID, it means that it was issued as a rain check gift card. Again, those policies are up to you. If you want them to be able to use that full $20 instead of just a partial amount, issue it as a gift card. If you want them to only be able to use it one time, issue it as a rain check. Let's bounce back to the T sheet and go over some of the different kinds of events we have. If you click on the tea time, you're able to make a tea time, a tournament, a league, or an event. Tournaments, leagues, and events all have the exact same functionality. The only difference is the coloring on the tea sheet of each event. A block can also be placed. If you title the block, and then it can be dragged and dropped to wherever it needs to be. So for right now at my fake course, I closed a little bit early because of the snow. So I'm going to close and set my block there. Shotguns look a little bit different. If I click shotgun, you're able to list either 9 holes or 18, and you're also able to list exactly where they're starting. Something that I like about the software is that if you do have everybody starting at a certain place, you're able to come in here and assign them. Let's just hit save. Oh, let me name it really quick. And I can come back here to my shotgun and I can print off cart signs for each person and where they're exactly starting. Again, feel free to drop a question if you have any. I'm happy to answer them. Great. I'm going to bounce over to the point of sale now and talk a little bit about the shopping cart, how to issue returns, and some of the different functionality here. So you'll notice that the shopping cart is this first area. If you have a barcode scanner, you're able to scan items into here so you don't have to type them or select one of these hot buttons. Just make sure that your cursor has been placed in this area for you to be able to start scanning. So let's bring in logo tees since I don't want to type it in, and then since I don't want to click the button, and wood tees. Over here, you're able to control the quantity as well as the discount. Employees will not be, regular employees marked in the software will not be able to give a higher discount percentage than what has been stated in the inventory. Monique asked if you can hide options. Monique, if you're talking about the options for the different time frames or bringing up these options here, like all of these different options, there's not a way to do that without locking it down to just one price class. So the way that you would do that is if you came into here under your Pro Shop staff and you came to the point of sale, you could make it so that you don't have this green fee or cart fee drop down. Again, I hardly ever see that turned off because it's really limiting and restricting when trying to select the right pricing. Great. Let's go through a sale. So there are a couple different payment methods. The quick buttons for cash and credit card are always going to be here. The point of sale will also allow you to do a check, a gift card, credit card, and these other various types. I'm going to go through and show this as a credit card sale. And every time I make a sale, I have it changed in the software to automatically go back to the T sheet. If you don't like that and you want to be able to stay on the sales screen, that's totally fine and up to you. On this right-hand side is going to list out all of your recent transactions. If something is no longer a recent transaction and you need to find it to refund it or to print off a receipt for somebody, I'll show us how to get there. But let's go through a return really quick. Let's say Anthony Davis didn't want to actually buy the logo tees that he just bought. We're able to just come in right here and click on his receipt number. We can then hit issue full return. This is a little deceiving because you're able to issue less than a full return, but you can also issue everything if you need to. He wanted to buy the wood tees, but he didn't end up wanting to buy the logo tees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect the wooden tees. I'm going to take an X to it. And then I'm going to return the logo tees towards, let's just give him cash. If you needed to return a credit card sale and it's within the time frame of your merchant processor, I'll show you right here. In this section right below total due will be issue a return to this credit card number 4713 and then with the amount. So if you are returning it to a credit card, you'll type that. You'll hit issue refund right here. It's going to be red. Because it's a demo account, it's a little bit harder to show you right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and bounce out of this. Great. On this left-hand side, you're also able to issue a rain check here. This will not be tied to a tea time, so it looks a little bit different and you're not able to issue a gift card. You're only able to issue a rain check. Monique, if the credit card processor is not with foreUP or not integrated with foreUP, then you will not be able to return to a credit card through the foreUP software. You'll have to do it through your merchant processing software. On this left-hand side, you're also able to add quick buttons. Quick buttons are a really easy way to, the things that you sell the most often to quickly take into the shopping cart. Range balls, for example, almost 30 to 40% of rounds we see have range balls, so it's a really easy way to just throw range balls into the cart. You're able to change these around in any way you would like, or you can edit what items are inside of that dropdown. Let's now go over to reports. So if something has no longer a recent transaction and you need to be able to go and refund that item, you can come to reports and go to the sales report. The sales report is a line-by-line list of every single transaction that has occurred. So, for example, if I want to refund Anthony Davis's $20 that he spent a little bit earlier today, if I go back here and I hit edit sale 298, you're able to come in here and hit issue full return. It's that same screen that pops up when you're under recent transactions and you hit the number. So it's a really easy way to get back to this screen. What I like about the sales list is you're able to customize and see and filter exactly what you're seeing. So for example, if I know that foreUP admin did the sale, I can pull in foreUP admin. If I know that the sale happened in ProShop 1, I can filter those so that I get a little bit more of a trimmed list to see those transactions. Or if I just knew the sale ID off the top of my head because I had the receipt right in front of me, you could look exactly for that sale. Going back to the T sheet, there's a couple other features that I wanted to highlight, and that's the repeat event feature. So for example, if you have a league that is repeated every single Wednesday, or you know what, let's say every other Tuesday, let's just call this the the Tiger Woods group, and let's say 20 people are in the Tiger Woods group, it'll auto-populate 5 tee times because 4 people per tee time would be 5 tee times. Now, if this group plays every other Tuesday, I can right-click, hit repeat event, and schedule it every week, but in this case, every 2 weeks on a Tuesday, and they play through the end of May. If I hit that, you'll be able to see that, hey, this event was repeated 5 times. So if I went to a Tuesday 2 weeks away, you'll see the Tiger Woods group is playing and is repeated for you. If I wanted to say, let's say starting on the 28th, they no longer want to play, you're able to hit delete and cancel it for the future. Let's go back to today. And let's go through a tournament check-in. So another cool function is this event rate function right here. Let's say 20 people are playing in my shotgun or my US Open. And every single person is going to be taking a cart. And I'm going to lock them into an event rate, meaning every person, regardless of membership status or pass holder status, will have to pay the same rate. Let's just call it the regular public rate. And then we'll hit save. A cool feature of the software is that anytime there is a double booking, it'll warn you. So because this is in a test environment, I'm okay with creating this double booking to where I start to book over the shotgun. But I like that it warns me in that situation. Now, if I wanted to check people in, I could either have a group of people already pulled in. I could type in a bunch of names if I wanted to, or if the names didn't really matter to me, I can type in, hey, I'm going to check in 20 people right here because we have somebody that heads up payments and they just pay for it all at once. I'm going to hit check in, and now it brings over the $22.50 for the cart fees, or sorry, for the greens fees. And I'm able to check those people in right then and there. If I add the carts, then they'll populate right here. So that event is going to cost $750. We're going to have, let's just make Eric Holmes pay for this, and he's going to pay with a credit card. And you come back here, you'll be able to see that 20 people have been checked in. Great. As far as tee sheet and point of sale, there isn't too much else that I wanted to cover in the initial steps. Is there any general Q&A questions? Well, great. Josh, is there anything else I can do? Do you see any questions that I was not able to get to? Last call for any questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer anything. Yeah, Monique, I'm happy to go a little bit more into seasons. So seasons can be a little bit tricky just because, oh, Jennifer, good question. Is there a difference in how you search for a customer's name? Typically, either I do the first name with one last letter, if it's a rather large database, or the last name with one first name letter. But let's go back into seasons really quick. Let's go into the fall season. So the fall season, for example, I only have my public rate given. So from September 1st to October 31st, the public rate is the only rate that I have applied. So if I wanted to play golf from September 1st to October 31st in my course, none of these are going to be taking effect. The second that you add a time frame, they will start to take effect. So for my comped rounds, this is on the golf course, it's just $0. I'm going to create that comped round. Now for my fall season, my comped round has been created. This time frame name is going to help me identify that round at the time of checkout. For my fall rate for my junior rate for my fall season, I'm going to hit add new time frame, and I will make my junior weekday. So if my junior weekday, and again, my weekday at my fake course is Monday through Thursday, my junior rate is going to be $5 for 9 holes, $10 for 18. And then if they get a cart fee, I'm just going to charge them $10 either way. If they get different rates on the weekend, I'm going to hit add new time frame. I'll call this junior weekend. And I'm going to deselect Monday through Thursday. And I'm going to charge them a little bit different. Let's say $10 for 9, then 15. And then again, $10 for carts. Now, if they try to play on the weekend, but tried to get weekday pricing, those prices would not populate unless your employees selected junior weekend during a weekday, or vice versa. You can take these all a step further if you'd like and say, hey, junior weekday morning rate. And these only apply until 2 p.m. or weekend morning. Then you're able to put in a junior twilight rate. And because we want to get youth golfing as much as possible, let's just say anytime past 2 p.m., they just have to pay $10 to golf. They can play for as long as they want. And again, this is all under my fall season. So because I selected my fall season, these rates only ever apply from September 1st to October 31st. Another functionality of seasons is adding in holiday pricing. So let's add another season, and I'll show you how to do a holiday. So let's just do 4th of July. So on 4th of July, because it's a major holiday, and you know you're going to be able to get a lot of people through the doors, and you can charge whatever you want because it's such a popular day to golf. You could come in here and you can set 4th of July and then mark it as a holiday. If you mark it as a holiday, that means this takes ultimate priority and ultimate precedence, and this will always be the first season that it's pulling from. And then you can put in your holiday rates, which are $30, let's just say $50 to play 9 holes, and then $90 to play 18. That way, your 4th of July, you're only ever allowing these rates. If anybody tried to say that they were a junior during 4th of July, it would only give them this rate because they don't have any rates input into junior. It would only give them the holiday rate that you've designated. So if you do enough work in the front end, your employees, it should all just be automated for everybody as long as they select the right price class at the time of checkout. So if I come back to the tee sheet and I come over here to my checkout, let's just pretend that Eric Holmes is a junior. Then I can switch his rate to junior, and his rate would change if I was in the applicable season. I'll go to September 2nd right now to demonstrate that. If I go to September 2nd, and if I go past 2 p.m., I'll be getting that twilight rate. And if I am a junior, it'll be $5 all day. Or sorry, $5 after 2 p.m. But if that tee time was before 2 p.m., then it'll be giving a different rate for my junior play. It'll be given the $15. And then if it was 9 holes, it'll only be 10. Monique, does that help a little bit with your season's questions? Is there anything you're not getting? Zach said, if our greens fees include a cart, but we also have a walking fee, would you create a new time frames under each price class? So Zach, what I would do is I would come into here. I guess I'm a little bit confused by what you're saying, but if I just have whatever your walking rate is it not, do you not just add a cart fee on top, or does your cart fee bring the price down for a total? Because technically you don't have to say that they're using a cart on the tee sheet. If they're just walking on the tee sheet, you just don't have to say whether or not they are taking a cart. So I have my $25 walking rate, and then I have my $40 cart rate, I think is what it's set to. So if I have a cart, then it's $40. Jennifer asked, if the other rates can show in the sales area in the drop-down, can an employee still override that rate if they don't remember the holiday? No, because let me show you on July 4th. Let's double check that it was input and saved. July 4th, okay. So for example, for the holiday, if I come to the tee sheet and I go to July 4th, because only one rate was ever input on July 4th, every single dropdown is going to ask for $60 regardless of their price class, because the only rate that was put in was the public. The other timeframes aren't active for the 4th of July. So the only rate that is being applied is that one right there. Monique said, nope, that's all good. Just trying to simplify. Yep, I recommend trying to just simplify. And again, there are lots of useful resources for you. In this bottom left-hand corner, there's a question mark, and the question mark will lead you to the Help Center. One of my favorite articles is if you just type in edit green, it'll pull up first how to edit greens fees and carts fee prices. And that'll give you a step-by-step list of exactly what to do when creating those seasons. Jennifer, I hope I answered that question for you. And Jennifer, if you ever see that the what we call the search function for a name, we call the elastic search. If it's not being super accurate, there are a couple things we can do on our end to help that. So feel free to reach out to support and ask for some help with the elastic search, and we would be able to help with that input.